What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Badly content. Today's video, we're taking one last look at the Spring Cup with a fun team looking like, featuring Bruxish with Confusion. All the poison types in this meta that are everywhere. Bruxish has a chance to thrive. Look at those lips. Don't you just want to... Yeah, look at them lips. Mwah. Let's check out these battles before I make anyone feel any more awkward here. Let's get into the first battle here when I find the button. There it goes. Play. Let's get out. Okay. Anyway. Empoleon on the lead in the first game here. Ferrothorn looking pretty solid to start here as a Power Whip. Won't necessarily knock out the Empoleon. The opponent goes for a move here with good timing. Like he's going for that Drill Peck here. Do some chip damage to the Ferrothorn. And then, see, this trainer is running Thunder. Most people will be running Flash Cannon, but just in case you run into those Empoleon leads, we can clap the cheeks off the Empoleon and get it off the board. Now we see the opponent swap in their Roserade. Trainer goes into the Tentacruel, and a Lantern pops in. So Lantern in the back, and notice we're also running a Mono Poison moveset on Tentacruel, foregoing the entirety of Scald. I don't hate this, actually, because most people are going to assume that you are running Scald. And there's so many water and grass types. Scald really doesn't do anything but resisted damage anyway, but Sludge Wave, now that move, that has caught me off guard more times than I care to admit, and I bet you it's going to catch this trainer off guard as well. Let's see if they shield up the Sludge Wave. They do not. Get out of here, you stupid fish. And now the opponent comes in. They have two shields on their Roserade, but Roserade is just getting beat down by these poison jabs. The opponent has to be able to get rid of the Tentacruel and have a Miracle Bruxish coming in. And look at that, dude. Look at the confusion damage. That does plenty. Confusion, landing on the Roserade, takes out like a quarter of its HP, shielding up the Leaf Storm. That's a good game, well played. I'm expecting some fun here. Look at that. Look at that Poliwrath on the lead, and look at what's about to... It's gonna get murdered, dude. Watch this. Tentacruel comes in, opponent staying in to try and get some farm before they swap into the Dugong, but now they've given Tentacruel the edge it needs to get that energy to get to a charge move before the opponent can get to that Drill Run and or Icy Wind. Opponent is not gonna shield because they assume that this is just Acid Spray Scald, as most people would. The Icy Wind is gonna come up. No shielding here on the Tentacruel, going for the Sludge Wave. Double defense debuff, plus a Sludge Wave. That's gonna knock out the Dugong, dude. Hoo-wee! Bro, this is the sauce. This is clearly the sauce. Tentacruel is gonna come in. We get to the Acid Spray here before the opponent's able to get to a Power Whip, or at least before they decide to throw one. And honestly, this is looking pretty good. Bruxish just needs to get lined onto the Poliwrath here. And Ferrothorn can do okay in this mirror match because it has Thunder. It gets to that a little bit quicker than the opponent would get to a Flash Cannon. And it's both single resisted damage, but the Flash Cannon is stab, same type attack bonus. Shielding up the Flash Cannon, the opponent comes in with the Poliwrath, and Bruxish just comes in to turn Poliwrath into... No, I'm not gonna do its little... its plaything is its Confusions to start ripping apart, going for the Psychic Fangs. Again, not running the water coverage on this Bruxish here. Psychic Fangs is going to take out, and the opponent leaves two shields to deal with the rest of this team. So the unfortunate thing, though, is that Bruxish and Confusion, they're adding up, and the Psychic Fangs, debuff right now forces the opponent to take permanent defense drops because they cannot swap out, as Ferrothorn is the last Pokemon alive. So they now are forced to shield, and you could even go for the double resisted Power Whip, and that is going to do plenty of damage. Your Ferrothorn can tank any two charge moves here, probably even three, to be honest. So this is already looking like a good game. You could just farm down with them bullet seeds. Yeah, you'd literally need two Flash Cannons to get this thing within range of getting KO'd. So that's a good game, well played. All right, let's get into this next battle here. We got Ferrothorn on the lead versus Tentacruel. Very positive lead. Tentacruel doing all resisted damage here in this matchup. And so you're going to stay in and look to go for the Power Whip. No, maybe go for the Thunder because it is super effective. Now, I do see the vision for Thunder, and it really is going to depend on what you see, right? A lot more Tentacruel and, Empoleon and things like that. You'd want Thunder. But there's a lot of different things where maybe it would be potentially better to have Flash Cannon, just for that heavy hitting neutral damage against most of the grass types in the format. The opponent has a Shadow Quagsire in the back, and this is where you would want to have the Scald. So unfortunately, this is not so great, but at least we've lured out this with the Tentacruel here. Gonna go for the acid spray. The opponent probably not gonna shield this as they know a Scald probably can KO here, right? No, yeah, they go ahead and let that go. Unfortunately, I don't think they're gonna be able to get to the Sludge Wave here, but just in hindsight, I would have liked to see them go maybe one over the acid spray, just to at least fake the Scald. You might have gotten the other shield off of the opponent here, but look at the bullet seed, dude! That's so much when, look at all the defense drops. Gonna go ahead and shield up a Mud Bomb here. The opponent immediately swaps into Tropius. This is not looking good here, as Tropius does get to those Leaf Blades very quickly here, and Bruxish goes down to basically one Leaf Blade. It is a very frail Pokemon. It is not by any means, you know, bulky or anything. So this is going to be a very unfortunate way to lose here, unless they can turn something around with the Ferrothorn. This might be, you know, if they can get to the move here. Oh, they over-tap. I saw them go for the Psychic Fangs. Fix your game, Niantic. I saw that. They should have got the Psychic Fangs off, dude. Oh, that's so sad. Going for the Thunder, this is going to knock out. And if at any point they had gotten the other shield, this might be a good game here. But unfortunately, Tropius is going to be able to get to... I don't know if that was lag or they waited a turn. But anyway, the Aerial Ace is going to be enough to knock out here just about. So that's going to be a good game. Unfortunate loss there. Getting into our next battle here. We've got Ferrothorn on the lead versus Abomasnow. Not a good matchup for the Ferrothorn by any means because it's not rocking Flash Cannon. Opponent counter swaps into the Lantern here after the opponent swaps out their Abomasnow after, obviously after the Ferrothorn swapped out. Large chain of events here that I'm overcomplicating here. Anyway, going for that Acid Spray into the Lantern, the opponent perhaps maybe not reading that there is a Sludge Wave coming their way. If I was the opponent after the Scald, I probably after the Acid Spray, I probably shield anyway. But if you get lucky here, they may not want to shield, but they do. Typically, yeah, after the first Acid Spray, and if the opponent knows they need switch, they'll likely shield anyway, even if it's an Acid Spray, because they're expecting a Scald, and a Scald after those two debuffs is going to hurt quite a bit. So Ferrothorn here, though, can come in and farm all the way down, not really worried about any of the damage coming its way here. And hopefully that leaves Bruxish open in the endgame to do some work here. So we're going to see the opponent get... farm down. And unfortunately, this is that situation where, hello, Araquanid, how are you today? This is that situation where you kind of wish that you had the Flash Cannon just to deal with the Abomasnow. But they are going to go straight Thunder here. I think after the first Thunder lands, you could go straight Power Whip. The opponent not shielding, they just let the Araquanid go. And in comes Bruxish with that shield, looking to permanently reduce the opponent's defense with those Psychic Fangs and hopefully make things a little bit easier for the Ferrothorn here in the endgame. Ferrothorn is looking pretty low back there, a little bit under 40% it looks like here. But these confusions are adding up. The opponent deciding not to shield here. They have to go for the Energy Ball in order to get the knockout, which they do. And that's pretty painful. Can Ferrothorn get to the move? It cannot. Is this Weather Ball going to be enough? That's what's going to matter here. The opponent, I believe, still has a shield as well. So not going to get that farm down either, unfortunate. Good game to this trainer. Getting into the next battle here. Hopefully we can pick it up after a couple of unfortunate losses. Get a Jellicent on the lead in the next game. Pretty good lead here. Coming into the Poliwrath, and the Bruxish immediately swaps in here. Poliwrath not going to have a good time. It's going to get fully farmed down. This trainer knows that this Bruxish can land, keep any one move, and probably, dude, it's gonna confusion all the way down. Dude, how, that's got to be a pup. That's a pup, surely. Trainer knows it. No, it's Icy Wind. Oh no, that means they only get one move off. That is unfortunate. I was hoping they were going to get the full move off. Now, if it were me and the Jellicent comes in, I would have just gone straight for the Crunch. You're only going to get one move off anyway. I would rather go for the super effective damage on Crunch. But this is okay as well, as you're able to get the Power Whip damage off on the Jellicent before the switch timer's up. So this isn't so bad, being able to get a free shield here potentially because of that defense drop. That would have actually just destroyed the Jellicent after the defense drop. So, but the other thing too is you don't always want to throw the defense drop move into the Pokemon that has just came back in, because especially if they can freely swap out and clear that debuff, it would usually do much better to just go straight for the super effective damage instead of going for a debuff. But in this case, the opponent is coming in with their Abomasnow, and they concede after meeting the unfortunate fate of Abomasnow versus Tentacruel. Getting into the next battle, we're going to have Ferrothorn on the lead versus Quagsire. Now, this is a good lead. Now, it's going to depend on what's in the back here. The opponent comes in with a Dugong. Forced to stay in here, unfortunately. Going to go for the Thunder. Power Whip is definitely the better move to go for here, as not only does it keep your second move a secret, but it also costs less energy than the Thunder. All right, so Power Whip doing less, super effective damage as well as the Thunder, but it's less energy and you get the same type attack bonus. So we're gonna have to go for a Sludge Wave here, I think, in order to keep switch advantage. We're gonna have to see. It depends on the opponent here. Gonna go for that Sludge Wave possibly at some point. There we go. Oh my goodness, that scared me. Going for it on alignment. I think the opponent got a full free move through, but they do get taken out by the Sludge Wave. Now the unfortunate thing here, though, is that the opponent will be able to fully farm down. I would have gone up to the Sludge Wave to do some damage. Again, Acid Spray not going to do much. The opponent now can freely farm down, whereas if you were to build up to the bigger move, you would be able to force them to throw that energy. Tropius in the back. Not good here. Unfortunate thing, this trainer, again, dealing with the Tropius here. Leaf Blade will pretty much one-shot, and that really isn't good because Ferrothorn is going to have to do all the work, and unfortunately with Thunder, I mean, it'll do enough, but being down a shield in this scenario, really not good. Now, Bruxish does get the move off here against this Tropius here, so Psychic Fangs does get it low. Will be able. Ooh, this is a nice potential farm down for the Ferrothorn, but Ferrothorn has to get to 2 moves in order to knock out. So this is going to all come down to how many moves they can get to. And honestly, I've wondered why people are running Mud Boys, but truthfully, with all of the poisons and, even Ferrothorn isn't exactly perfect here. If the opponent can get a farm down like they did before, it really turns the tides on Ferrothorn despite it being a grass type. And unfortunately, that farm down is exactly what happens here. Allows the Quagsire to get to the double Mud Bombs and KO the Ferrothorn. It's an unfortunate loss. Good game. Getting into the next battle, we got Empoleon on the lead yet again. Are we going to see more of the same from the first game here? Do they go for the Thunder, and does it connect? Opponent is going to go for the Drill Peck here on proper timing and to be able to get that move in before this Ferrothorn gets to its move. Now, going to go for the Thunder. Does the opponent know? Do they expect the boom? We're going to see the buttons ready. Do they? Nope. Opponent gets farmed down, and Empoleon has been deleted from the game. Tentacruel safe swaps in, and we see the same team as before. This is the exact same team. I swear, this looks exactly the same as the last one from the first game. Acid Spray goes through. Now it's going to be up to this opponent if they want to decide to go for the Thunderbolt right there. They're not going to farm down here. They're going to go for the Thunderbolt, and now we can go for the Sludge Wave here, and hopefully the opponent doesn't call it, because that is going to be huge. Bruxish just destroys. Oh, yes, baby. You know what? Just because Roserade is not going to enjoy the Bruxish, and that's why I think that the confusion damage in Bruxish is actually low-key a good sleeper in this meta. I did try to play Slowbro, but I just was a little bit too late, I feel. But it's a fun pick. Getting into the next battle, Ferrothorn on the lead versus another Poliwrath. Probably going to see that instant pivot into the Tentacruel and see what the opponent has in the back. They have the stupid fish. Lantern comes out onto the field. Let's see, go for the Sludge Wave first, potentially, but this trainer is doing something correct here. They are consistent. They found something that works, and they are continuously doing it. Was that a... There's no way that was a Surf. No, that was a Thunderbolt. I'm not counting. I can't Shoutcast and count at the same time, clearly. Gonna go for the Sludge Wave here before the opponent gets to another Thunderbolt. Gotta put down that shield in order to get that Sludge Wave off. The opponent not shielding, thinking it's just the Scald. And that's okay, because now you get switch advantage. Poliwrath is not going to have a good time here against the Tentacruel. Easily just let this go. Yeah, Bruxish can come in, get the alignment it needs, and hopefully whatever's in the back is weak to this Ferrothorn. Comes in with the Tentacruel. It's a double water weak to confusion line. Tentacruel comes in and is getting eaten alive. Bro, the confusion damage, look at it. Kaboom! Kaboom! Oh, the opponent just says, nah, dude, I'm done. And I would too. Good game. Love when that happens. Just core broken by confusion. It's beautiful. Ferrothorn mirror lead in the next game. Not very comfy. We could be here for a while, folks. Especially with both of them likely, it's all resisted. It's almost like, that tanky thing, that mirror that you just don't want to see, right? It's just, you can't swap out of this It's just not that fun to sit in either because the matchup just takes so long. But we'll see. Both of them running Thunder as well. No Flash Cannon on either one of these two Ferrothorns. Going for the max energy overfarm, and this trainer's Ferrothorn does win CMP. So that's good to know. Thunder's going to go through here, and they're just getting low. Now, the trainer did shield the first one. They want to guarantee here that they win switch advantage off the lead here, making sure that the opponent does not have the opportunity to take this matchup unless they shield as well. So, we're going to have to see what's in the back. I feel like that's what it's going to come down to. That Ferrothorn is in range where it could be farmed down, but you would have to probably give up another shield in order to do it. So the trainer decides instead that they don't want to give up their second shield. They're going to go straight for the Power Whip and knock out the Ferrothorn. At the expense of a shield, they do win. They do win here, but there's a little bit of lag here. Oh, and they're almost... Oh my goodness! They're able to get to the Thunder with some lag, dude. I would have been terrified. Thunder gets the shield off of the opponent, and in comes Tentacruel. Even though Tentacruel does take neutral from these aerial aces and the opponent has some energy, they're not doing a whole ton, so the opponent is going to have to make something happen here, and they come in with Lantern. Oh, no, dude. I would have gone for the Hail Mary. I think you'd have to. Acid Spray, obviously not going to get the shield here, but it's going to lower that defense. Think that this trainer may be just hoping for the confusion down here against this Lantern. No, they're going to go for it. Coming in hot with this Sludge Wave. Does the opponent shield it, or do they save the shield for the Golisopod? They shield it. In comes Bruxish, doing damage with these confusions, but the Thunderbolt's going to knock it out, unfortunately here. Oh no, Thunderbolt going to take it out. Tentacruel's going to go down. It's going to be a good game. Well played. I think the only hope there is perhaps not staying in with the Ferrothorn against the Golisopod and instantly swapping into the Tentacruel. Just to see, that might have been the only thing that makes a difference here. Going for the Thunder against the Pelipper. Trainer, please don't shield this. I need this to happen, please. Goal! And in comes Roserade. Oh no, this trainer's gonna get destroyed. They're just going straight for the Weather Ball. They just go straight. Yeah, they just went straight for the resisted Weather Ball because they're just like, the confusions are killing me, dude. Here comes. He just said, nah, dude. After a game like that, I'm done. And you know what? Same trainer. After getting blown away like that, there's no way that I'm waiting around to finish that game. And that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click the like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Thank you again to Ebba Bear for sending in these incredible battles with Bruxish. That was fun, dude. That was so much fun. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.